Well, we just walked out of the Kirby Smart press conference. It's the start of the 10th year for Coach Smart, and I guess the first thing that jumped out is Kirby says this is the healthiest the team has been in 5 years. And when you reflect back on last year, the defensive line depth was an issue coming out of the gate. They were down to one scholarship running back at one point. Obviously, there were struggles in the receiver room. Those guys weren't always 100% either. Right now, though, Kirby clearly happy with the health of the team. He talked about the offseason testing. That's not something he typically does. So the fact that he mentioned how these guys tested and the fact that he mentioned how they may have changed things up a little bit, low impact cardio, guys not on their feet as much, harder work in shorter instances. So the Bulldogs modifying things a little bit. Kirby Smart focuses on metrics. This is a guy that looks at the GPS numbers all the time. He'll compare them from last August to December. Obviously, some information was gained last year. He applied it to the training this most recent offseason. And the head coach likes what he sees, so he's feeling really good about the health of the team. There was one housekeeping note, Josh Jackson, reserve offensive lineman, still with the team, being disciplined internally. Obviously, that was kind of a big factor. As far as Georgia's priorities, they've not changed. When we asked Kirby, what do you got to do this fall, there were no secrets. We got to run the ball when we need to run the ball. We got to stop the run when we need to stop the run. And I know that seems boring, but when you take a look at last year's numbers, when Georgia struggled, they were unable to run the football. And it's not as simple as just running the ball. The running the ball is what sets up those play action passes. And, you know, as we've talked about during this offseason, those play action passes often feed into the tight ends. Oscar Delp says this is the best tight ends room in the country. He's a guy who had, I think 4 touchdown catches in the last 3 regular season games. So Oscar bringing some momentum into the offseason, likes what he sees from his teammates. His confidence is his key. From the time he's come in as a freshman to where he's at right now, he said he's learned to be confident. He's clearly in great shape. He feels great about the teammates and said everyone feels confident in both quarterbacks. So I guess the third thing for me, just looking at Kirby Smart, wondering what drives this guy. 10 years in, he looks fresh, he looks motivated. He talked about his why, building great young men, graduating players, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And he also talked about the loss of his father, which we all witnessed firsthand at the Sugar Bowl. Kirby had a few words on that.
My dad's in a great place, and he's done a wonderful thing for so many people while he was here on earth, including me and my brother and sister. So he was an unbelievable role model, and you know, I miss him daily. I'm going to continue to miss him, but I know he's proud of the accomplishments of all his grandkids and kids. So my focus right now has been on my mom and her well-being.
So as Georgia hits the practice field this afternoon, things haven't changed maybe as much as you might think. Roster limitations not really in effect. Actually have more guys to work with at this stage of the year than in past years. Head coach feels good about the health of the team, knows the challenges. They're still going to be working in 24-hour increments at Georgia as they look for another championship this season.